Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. So I was looking up some stuff to try to come up with another video for 2K25, and I came across on the SmackDown Hotel. Shoutouts to them, they have tons of information. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you want to get caught up with all the info. Also subscribe to the channel. Anyway, so they have a list of gameplay upgrades, and as I'm reading this, I'm getting really excited because the gameplay has absolutely changed because of one thing. Now, let's talk about how it could have changed, and let's laugh if it ends up being like AEW Fight Forever or the old SmackDown Here Comes the Pain gameplay, because that's basically what AEW was trying to be, a hybrid of No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain. Anyway, so let's get into this. So it says here on the SmackDown Hotel, it says gameplay upgrades. It says the following are additional gameplay improvements announced so far for 2K25. It's got chain wrestling. The latest WWE 2K25 teaser hints at the return of the iconic chain wrestling. I mentioned this a little bit in the video before. I wasn't a fan on how they did it with the basically guessing game option, or the it's basically rock, paper, scissors. Didn't really like that for chain wrestling, so hopefully they came up with some new mechanic. I think that'd be kind of cool. It says it's known for its realistic grappling and strategic depth. Chain wrestling is a technique where a wrestler transitions seamlessly from one move to another, last seen in 2K20. I think you could turn it off too in those old games, because it was like, I think I had it turned off because I didn't like the gimmicky mini game that they had with it. But yeah, chain wrestling, it's like extremely important to professional wrestling, obviously. And it's one of the first things they teach you in the indies. So you go from move to move to move, and you basically are chained together. That's the whole point of chain wrestling. Anyway, so the next thing is superstars can now jump from the barricades outside the ring. So I'm wondering if we can get into the audience itself and brawl out there. It's been so long since we've been able to do that, and it baffles me that they never brought it back. Like, jumping off of the barricades is a great first step, but even indie games have it to where you can go fight in the crowd a little bit. I'm not saying the entire crowd, although that would be pretty awesome if you could go from, you know how Jey Uso comes down from the way up there in the the stadium all the way down to the ring. How cool it would be if we could go all the way up there and then just start fighting up there. Like, the entire arena is your battleground. That would be awesome, especially if it's a false count anywhere match. Now, if they're a little, I'm like, I wonder how Jey Uso's entrance is going to work in the new game. I just thought about that. Anyway, so let's keep going here. Now, this next thing, I read this and I had to scratch my eyes because I'm like, no way. This alone means that the gameplay has completely changed. Completely. All right, it says new third-person camera support. New third-person camera support. That is freaking huge. It's an option that I never knew I wanted, because let's face it, in every wrestling game, the camera has always been fixed. And what do they call it? Like an isometric camera where it automatically transitions. This will be huge for walking around the world, obviously, so that's probably where they developed it. But it says with the ability for players to freely control their camera with the right analog stick. So if the right analog stick is now the camera turning, then they've changed the controls. How much have they changed the controls? Now, what I'm hoping they've done is, if they're going to tie the analog to that, hopefully we went back to basically the old school way. We have a strike, strong strike, grapple, strong grapple. Then you got both buttons as your finisher. You got one counter button for grapples and one counter button for attacks. I really, really hope they went back to that, or some sort of finished and polished version of what AEW was trying to do. That would be freaking awesome. And I think the only reason this has changed is because of the island mode. The fact that we can change the camera on the fly, that's going to be a little weird now that I think about it. Like, for a wrestling game, how is that going to function? Like, I mean, you play any action game and you're like, oh yeah, it's easy. You just move the camera around or whatever. But for a wrestling game, a grappling game, I'm a little curious because your right hand has to be free to press the grapple buttons and stuff. I mean, like I said, any action game you can probably figure it out pretty quick. But this tells me, or makes me assume, and I know when you assume it's makes an ass out of you and me. I know that. My old high school coach taught me that. I would assume that they're definitely going for the arcade style gameplay and less simulation. Now, a lot of you are going to hate that, I know, but they have all the features in the game that make it simulation. The gameplay, I don't know, they've been trying to go arcadey for a while now. I like the arcadey style, so I'm okay with it, but usually they always have options. They'll probably have an option to turn off the third-person camera, honestly, because they usually have it in there. But anyway, I'm excited for this. I like this little tiny feature that I never knew I wanted. Blows my mind. I can't wait to see this in action. And I wonder if this is why they haven't shown any gameplay yet. Like, maybe that's all, I don't know. Like, they're rolled out. We got a month until release. Maybe they're waiting until the Rumble tomorrow. Happy Rumble's Eve, by the way. So anyway, let's continue reading here, and then we'll finish up. It says new brawl environments, such as the WWE archives. Oh, that's awesome. Is that where they were at in WrestleMania? Which one was that? During the pandemic, where they were at the... No, that was the headquarters, wasn't it? Where they ended up throwing people off the roof in comedic fashion, and Otis won the Money in the Big Bank briefcase. I was so bummed when that he didn't win it. Anyway, so new brawl environments and the NXT parking lot. Now that's cool. That is really cool. I love the brawl environments. Hopefully it's a lot like WrestleMania 19's Revenge Mode. I loved Revenge Mode. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that WrestleMania 19 is one of my favorite wrestling games because it tried something different, something groundbreaking, and that was the Revenge Mode. It kind of felt like a wrestling adventure game, and they've never done it since. And I was so bummed when Day of Reckoning and Day of Reckoning 2 didn't have a Revenge Mode. I'm like, oh man. Oh, I love that game. I want a remake of that, or at least the mechanics of it. Anyway, the last thing here is the Prime Hydration Station is present at ringside. So the fact that they're calling this an upgrade would lead me to believe that you can leave the ring, go over to the hydration station, and it'll probably refill your stamina or heal you a little bit. That'd actually be kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. All right, and then right here it says stay tuned to this page for more. So anyway, I'll leave a link to this page. It has like a whole breakdown of every single thing. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it got me really excited because, let's face it, we've had the exact same gameplay for the last 3 games. I'm not a fan of the countering system. I'm okay with the gameplay. You know, the gameplay's fine. I can handle it. It's just the countering system that annoys me. So anyway, sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching. How do you feel about this? And stay frosty.
This is not going to